Welcome to the Midnight Milkshake Halloween episode.
I'm Lilo.
And I'm Stitch. Although I gotta be honest, just the way the costume is, it's kind of like the way like Stitch's head is like pulled. It's more like I'm a hunter who successfully killed Stitch and is now wearing his pelt.
Yeah, it is giving you're wearing Stitch's pelt.
It's giving that I killed Stitch, I'm wearing his pelt, and I've befriended Lilo in the aftermath.
Yeah, Lilo was kind of like, or Lilo got Stitch taxidermied with a human man.
That's not taxidermy. That's a whole other thing.
Midnight
Milkshake.
Imagine you're like someone's like a big game hunter and they're like, yeah, I shot a deer this weekend. I just got a taxidermied, and you walk in and it's just like a guy wearing a deer costume.
Well, that's what a taxidermist does. It just wears the pelt around and you get to keep it. The guy with the pelt on.
Here's the thing. This job that you're describing is not taxidermy, but I do think there would be demand for it in very weird rich circles. How do I get in there?
So it's giving Lilo and the man who killed Stitch and is now wearing him as a victory symbol.
As some sort of a trophy.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
And Lilo's cool with it in this scenario.
Yeah. Maybe it's like when Lilo's planet invades Earth, suddenly his species
You mean Stitch's planet invades Earth?
Yeah. When Stitch's planet... Yeah, maybe when Stitch's planet invades Earth and his species is suddenly seen in like a negative light, it'll actually be a kind of a status symbol if you like shot and killed one of them and you wear their fur.
Right, that's so true. Yeah, you're the Stitch alien species hunter.
Yeah. And you're... And you're just Lilo.
And I'm just Lilo.
You're Lilo. Lilo's gone through no change.
I'm here for the vibes, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about Lilo is she is really accepting.
Well, yeah, you can't have an intolerant Lilo.
Right.
Stitch shows up and she'll just be like, get the fuck away from me, you freak.
I always thought the Biter looked like Stitch. Biter actually had a Stitch costume. I don't have it anymore. Yeah. You guys both could have been Stitch. I could have had two Stitches.
Yeah, Lilo and the two Stitches.
Enough on Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, welcome to Happy Halloween.
Well, happy Halloween. Welcome back to the Midnight Milkshake podcast.
Obviously, we're in the spirit.
It's very festive in here.
Boo.
Boo. Ah!
That's enough on Halloween.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the real topics so we can revisit Halloween.
What sucks about this is with the real topics is like I'm going to have to weigh in on real topics, but I will fully just be dressed like Stitch.
No, you'll be dressed like the guy who killed Stitch.
I'll be dressed like the guy who killed Stitch. People are going to be predisposed to disagree with me because I'm the motherfucker who killed Stitch.
It's poacher energy.
Yeah.
Motherfreaking poacher hours on the Midnight Milkshake podcast.
Yeah, it's poacher hour. Welcome to the poacher hour.
Ayo. Dude, do you think you'd get painted by PETA? If not, that means that PETA doesn't respect Stitch's alien race as an animal species.
Is Stitch an animal? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Stitch is closer to a boy.
I feel
which is why he and Lilo grow up to marry and Freck. I'm sorry I said that.
Yeah, that's really upsetting to say that. But anyway. I will say we're Lilo and Stitch, but also we're engaged in real life. So that's an arc where when they both hit puberty, they just go to town.
They go to freaking town.
They go to town.
Dude, it's kind of like a stepbrother fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, again, is it closer to dog or stepbrother? Everyone weigh in.
I do like how sexual fantasies of days gone by were just like, oh, what if the pizza delivery man shows up and I have sex with the pizza delivery man? And sexual fantasies of today are like, hey, what if the pizza delivery man shows up and the pizza delivery man is my stepmother's stepson? And I'm like, what?
What happened, people? You got so sick.
You got sick.
You got sick.
I'm just dressed up like the guy who killed Stitch.
You know what's crazy is like there for sure is Lilo and Stitch porn out there. I've never seen it.
Well, they would have to be of age. You'd have to age them up.
Isn't that funny? That's such a funny thing in porn where everyone has to be like, I'm 18.
Well, it's the way that everyone is related, but they're only step.
Yeah.
It's everyone's step whatever.
Anyway. On that note,
the whole nation is like, hey, do you want to fuck your mom? They're like, ew, gross, never. And like, do you want to fuck your stepmom? It's like literally with every fiber of my being.
Well, and no wonder the divorce rate is 50%.
Yeah.
What with fetishes today? All right.
Well, we're famously obvious. Just this is all we're gonna say about fetishes.
Right.
We're anti.
Yeah, we don't support that.
I'm actually fairly sex negative. I'm pro like sex worker. May they be safe.
Yeah,
May they be prosperous.
yeah.
But in terms of like, oh, you're just like a dude with a fetish.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think you need to be fucking normal.
Yeah.
That's my take on fetishes.
Yeah.
You need to be fucking normal.
Like there's probably
Get
people.
a grip.
There's probably people watching this again. They're looking at me and they've got a thing for me right now. A guy dressed up in a Stitch costume.
If you're horny for Stitch's poacher, get help.
You need help right now,
sir or ma'am.
Yeah, and I don't want to know about it.
And we don't want to know about it.
Don't sound off in the comments. Don't you dare sound off in the comments.
Or if you do sound off in the comments and a therapist sees your comment, I hope that they can help you.
Yeah.
BetterHelp. Then this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Okay, it's not.
It's not at all.
But BetterHelp, if you're interested.
People don't like BetterHelp.
Yeah, I know it's bad. I would never
Like
endorse BetterHelp unless they were paying me to.
Yeah. I would never fucking endorse BetterHelp unless they paid me to endorse them.
So
that's kind of how I'm wired.
That's where we're at right now. BetterHelp.
Yeah.
Okay. But
can I go head dressed down?
Are you getting overheated?
It's pretty hot.
Yeah. You can go head down if you'd like.
Or maybe when I want to do a really problematic take, I'll pull the mask down. And
yeah, so you can just say it as Stitch.
I think bisexuals are doing it for clout. But that's not me.
From Stitch.
That's not me who said that.
I can't believe Stitch would say something about bi clout like that.
Yeah, Stitch was hugely biphobic.
Oh my God.
That's why the government was after him. You think it's an alien thing, and really they're just like, no, it's like,
well, that's why
Stitch was on our improv team, and he would be very biphobic to the other members.
That's why Lilo was down to date his poacher. Because Stitch was biphobic.
Here's the thing. I know I invented the mythology.
Yeah.
We have to let go of that mythology.
Okay, we're letting it
There's
go.
no way people are like, hey, do another one on the Stitch poacher. There's no way people are watching this like, let me hear more on that Stitch poacher thing. I should also say, when we do this podcast, we do have a lot of topics that we come in with. Yeah. We have touched on none of them.
No, we haven't.
We didn't go into this thinking, let's hit on Stitch poacher,
and
stepmoms,
and Stitch's hot take,
and biphobia.
Biphobia.
Well, that was Stitch who did that.
That was Stitch.
I can't believe Stitch did that.
No, that's crazy. Sometimes Stitch takes over, and
yeah.
What would I do in character as Lilo?
What would Lilo do?
Lilo's like low-key boring because she's 6. And no one who's 6 is interesting.
Well, the most interesting thing about Lilo is that she...
Stitch.
That's not true, actually. I don't know why we're kind of trashing Lilo. She loved Elvis. Wasn't that her thing?
Oh, yeah.
There was like an Elvis thing.
But to me, I'm like, Elvis is not a personality.
Liking Elvis is not a personality.
Like
being 6 years old
with
in
an
Hawaii,
alien, with an adopted alien
and an Elvis
doesn't make you interesting.
Yeah.
Lilo, you bitch. Just kidding.
Why are you trying to start You are Lilo.
I know. And I love to be Lilo.
You're so resentful of another girl getting attention, even when you're dressed up as that girl and that girl is fictional.
Frick the girl I'm dressed up as. I'm better.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Well, all our talk about sex. Sorry to say.
Well, it's a spooky episode. We're going to get into the dark and the spooky.
So people right now are really mad about, I was telling Robert, this girl online, Hallie Batchelder, blonde girl, does a podcast where she's messy and fun. She made a video in which she says that she thinks condoms are a vibe killer during intercourse, and she doesn't use them. And she said that if she texted a group of 100 girls and asked them when the last time they used a condom was, they would all say high school. And people are up in fucking arms. Why? Because it's accepted in our society that safe sex is better than unsafe sex.
Yes.
And not to say that that's not true.
Well, you should. I would say that.
I would say if I were to give you a recommendation, if you were to come to me and say, Dana, should I use a condom or does that kill the vibe? I would probably be like, you should probably use a condom.
And it kills the vibe. We would say both.
Reject the tyranny of the or, embrace the power of the and. Use the condom and let it kill the vibe. So that would be my 2 cents. But people are like so fucking mad because this girl told the truth about her own preference. And I would say to that, like, do you guys want to listen to a podcast of a real girl who keeps it real? Or do you want to listen to the podcast of a fucking liar who says that they do every little thing right in their life?
Well, people tuned into the messy and fun podcast and they're like, this should be clean and straight-laced.
Also, I'm like, you guys don't have a problem when she says stuff like, I drank 8 martinis and blacked out. So basically everyone is, doing the rounds of their hot takes on the internet being like, this girl should be shot out back because she's basically telling girls that they should get get a life-threatening STD and die. She's basically prescribing death for all the girls who watch her podcast by saying that unsafe sex is cool. Like, what are you guys talking about? But you don't say the same thing when she talks about like blacking out on the weekend. You don't go, she's prescribing death to these girls. Like, I'm just confused. Just like, what?
Well, it's like listening to Shane Gillis's podcast where he's like, me and the fellas went out, had 8 beers pregame, and you're commenting like, that is too many beers.
That's too many beers.
And again, I want to be so clear.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not saying that like this is what you should do or this is good, but I am saying like, well, clearly we all believe she's telling the truth, right? About her
her experience and her preference.
And at the end of the day, it's like you're tuning in for her experience and her preference.
Do you guys want to hear her truth or not?
Yeah.
And instead, it really just illuminates. I'm like, you guys can't handle the truth. You want to live in like some Orwellian dystopia in which people say exactly what they should be doing and then do a completely different thing. I'm like, do you want to know what's up or not? And
it is so funny to be like, it's an Orwellian dystopia where people are fucking raw and talking about it.
No, people are fucking raw and not talking about it.
Okay.
That's Orwellian.
Yeah.
It would be Orwellian if everyone's fucking raw behind the scenes and then looking you in the eye and saying, I always use a condom when they don't. That's Orwellian, no?
Well, I think again, it's just like she's being honest to her experience. I did see several people in the comments being like, she's promoting this behavior. Yes. She's promoting it. And I just would say this. It's like, look, man, at the end of the day, effing Raw doesn't need a hype man.
Yeah.
Effing Raw doesn't really need promotion. It kind of sells itself.
The truth is that people have been freaking raw since the dawn of time. And whether Hallie Batchelder endorsed it or not, people have been and will continue to be freaking raw.
I'm sorry. I also, as someone who hadn't even heard of her before this controversy, I just don't believe there's a lot of people basing their life decisions on Hallie Batchelder.
Also, I just want to make a kind of sweeping statement right now because people are going like, unsafe sex isn't cool. Like, I don't know why people think like this girl saying that is like cool, or like I don't know why this girl thinks this is cool. I just want to say really quickly, you guys, what is cool is not what is safe or right all the time. And like you can think that unsafe sex is not cool because it's like, you know, whatever. But like to be like some people don't think it's cool is wrong. And also what is cool generally tends to be what hot people do. And I have a feeling that she's probably hotter than you. No offense.
Well, that's the trade-off of being cool. It's that a lot of the things you have to do to be cool are wildly unsafe.
They're dangerous. Cool is dangerous. That's why. Do you think motorcycles are safe, people? They're not.
But that's
motorcycles
the price.
Probably are more likely to induce death than unprotected sex.
Yeah, but that's the price. If you want to be cool and ride a motorcycle, you get to be cool, and the trade-off is you're going to get in a fender bender and get sliced in half. But that's the trade-off.
That's the trade-off. Do you want to be cool in your motorcycle jacket or not?
Yeah. And there's no point lecturing the guy on the motorcycle that's like, you know that's not safe, right?
Yeah.
Because he does know. He said, I have signed the contract in my mind. I will be cool. And then I will, go a little too early at a stop sign.
Yeah.
And get split right down the middle and fall in half.
We're all living our own lives, and it is all of our own jobs to kind of do a little bit of risk assessment when we are engaging in risky activities.
Yeah.
That's on us. Our risk assessment is on us. I have to decide in the moment, is the condom killing vibe worth me not getting a deadly STD? Or am I like, you know what? I want the vibe to be good, and if I die, I die.
I say this as someone who is just listening pretty intently. Even I'm not sure what the takeaway is here.
Well,
I've been a participant in this conversation, and I'm realizing now, I'm like, I don't even know what we're promoting. Because
I'm not promoting anything. I'm not promoting anything. I'm genuinely like, I want to have a discussion about like, why is it so upsetting when someone tells the truth about what they do in their life that isn't illegal?
Well, I would say this. If we want to be like, okay, if your takeaway from that is, hey, you should practice safer habits, that is valid.
Totally.
But to act as if her saying it is somehow invalid, it's like, well, no, because it is her subjective reality.
Also, you guys are like acting like she invented unprotected sex, which she didn't.
Everyone knows it was invented in 2005.
Yeah.
I think it was invented right after Spider-Man 2 came out in theaters.
By Paris Hilton.
And before that, people used to just like high five very passionately. And
they high-fived with condoms on.
Yeah, and I wish
with
we would
rubber
go
gloves.
back.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of porn we like to watch. Is that pre-2005 hand high five
Spider-Man
sex.
2 was 2004.
Yeah.
And then people afterwards were like, they loved that movie.
Yeah.
And they said, let's just do something nuts.
Right.
And that's where sex came from.
Anyway, but just off of that too, Robert and I were talking about how whenever there's any sort of how do we explain this? Like people are making up kinds of perverts. One of the arguments or hot takes I saw regarding the no condom gate was that there are people out there who get off on giving other people their STDs.
And I'm not denying that exists. It's really horrible.
And I agree. I'm like, maybe there are people out there like that. Like, far be it for me to doubt that there's a person out there who's like that. But you guys are making it seem so widespread in this way that I have a very hard time believing it is that widespread. And I believe there are way more people, like I said, dying in motorcycle accidents than are dying of getting an STD given to them from someone who deliberately gave them
Dana. What? There are people who get off on selling you a motorcycle and then watching you get split in half, and that's how they get off. So we can't just diminish that. But I will say it reminds me of, there was a really viral TikTok, and it was a woman on TikTok being like, here are all the security measures I take after my husband leaves for work. And it's her like putting an extra lock on the door, and extra special little plastic locks on all the windows, and then a special little deadlock that goes beneath the lock you already put on the door. Initially, all the comments were like, well, this seems excessive. But then a bunch of people were replying to it saying, actually, no, it's really dangerous out there for women. And it's this really weird balancing act where I'm like, yes, it certainly is dangerous out there for women. But also, I think promoting that in order for you to be safe, you need to A, either constantly be around your husband, or B, turn your house into some sort of like lockbox.
Like, I just don't think that's safe. Also, crime against women actually has never been lower.
Yeah, but real quick on that, it also came out that original woman was selling the little plastic safety devices. So I think that also is so telling about our stage of capitalism, where literally people are fear-mongering so that they can sell you things to kind of treat your fear that you didn't even really have until they fear-mongered you.
Yes. Do you want people to tell you the truth? Do you want cool girls to tell you what the cool girls are doing? Or do you want to live in a world where you scare all the cool girls into saying they're doing uncool, lame things like you?
Also, I'm sorry, but
no one knows what cool people are doing for real.
Also, I'm sorry, but if you look at that and you go, I think that's dangerous and that lifestyle will lead you astray, you get to have that.
Yeah.
It's like she gets to be cool and you get to have the knowledge of like, well, that cool lifestyle is not gonna work out in the long run. And that's how society works.
Yeah.
We're not trying to cure the cool people.
No, yeah, exactly.
No. If you're lame, as I am, I would consider myself lame.
Me too.
It's like, great.
But
just
there are cool people and there are
comfort.
lame people. And the lame people, what we get is that we're safe at home, STD free. And what the cool people get is that they're out there being cool. Yeah. Maybe they have herpes and HPV, and that's awesome for them. And that's their right.
I don't know if it's awesome for them.
Anyway,
I think it's a good point. There are cool people and there are lame people, and you can guess which type of people I am.
But Stitch is cool. Stitch be fucking raw.
Jesus,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Come on. Stitch is safe.
Okay.
Stitch
loves condoms.
I don't think we don't need to give Stitch a stance on that sort of thing. Also, presumably Stitch would be, we don't even know what Stitch's situation is like downstairs. There's probably like a whole separate mating ritual for Stitch's alien species. They might do like the braid thing from Avatar.
I think there's an unrated version of Lilo and Stitch where we see Stitch's dick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, this is something about Dana. Dana is addicted to having the most melodramatic response to literally everything. So like the other day we were in the gym, and sometimes we'll kind of work out together. We'll take turns on a machine, and Dana was on the machine where like you like do dips, the 2 bars. And after finishing up a dip, she slipped a little bit. She kind of went and then caught herself. Split second, and I said, "Oh, are you okay?" And she went, I think so. Like that. It's like, no, you don't think so. You're okay. Because I'm like, to say I think so opens up the door of possibility that you might not be okay. In which case, we have to go to the hospital.
I will say, I was just raised to be melodramatic like that. Like, my mom always told me that if you go to a hospital and the doctor asks what your pain level is on a scale of 1 to 10, always say 11. Like, that's like how I was raised. I was raised to just say the most extreme thing because otherwise someone, God forbid, might ignore you. And that's why I rarely get ignored.
What do the doctors say when you tell them your pain is an 11 every time? I told you,
the one time I went to the emergency room because I ate some bad meat at a cocktail party I ate some warm salami that I shouldn't have eaten on hindsight, and I got food poisoning from it. I was puking all night. My stomach really hurt. I show up in the emergency room because my stomach like really hurts, but it didn't hurt like that much. But I was like, you know, it hurts enough. So I go to the emergency room, and I'm kind of holding my stomach. I talk to the intake nurse. She goes, "What's your pain level?" I go 11, as I was taught, and she looks at me and she goes, 11. And then there's like literally in the background, someone's like literally screaming, like writhing in pain, and I'm just sitting there. She goes, 11, and I'm like, 11, and she's like, she writes down 11, but she did not. She clearly, it's like, it didn't matter that I said 11. She was like, she probably wrote down like 3. You know?
Someone in the background is screaming, writhing in pain, and the nurse just goes, "Just so you know, he said 8."
You're like, no, like literally.
He said 8.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
he probably said 8.
I was trained where like I could be at an 11, and it was like, it's actually rude to say you're above a 4.
Yeah,
no
that's
matter what.
how you were raised.
I was raised with that Midwestern ethos, which is like literally I could have like a piece of metal pipe through my chest, and I'll be like, if you have any aspirin, that'd be great. Well, famously, one time I literally injured myself pole vaulting. So I went over the bar.
This is nasty.
And basically, I was kind of biting my lip to concentrate as I was pole vaulting, but then I didn't get far enough over the bar. So I went over, and the bar hit me in the chin and drove my lip into my top tooth and essentially split my lip in half. And then, like, first of all, my pole vaulting coach was laughing at me. I was like, "Oh man, am I bleeding? Am I bleeding?" And he went, "Yeah, man." That's what he said. Okay. And then I called my mom.
Yeah, man. Who is this guy?
He was chill.
Sociopath?
Here's
Too
the deal.
chill.
He was chill as hell.
Too chill.
He was chill as hell.
Too chill.
I did have to say, like, I liked him still. I was like, he was chill as hell.
All right.
There is that line between, like, it is just like sociopath and chill guy.
Dude, that's
Thin
so real.
line.
Thin line.
You're playing a dangerous game when you're going for the whole chill guy thing.
Right.
But anyway, I bit my lip in half. Like, it's like bleeding a lot. And my coach goes, yeah, man, you're bleeding. You're probably gonna have to get that stitched up. And I called my mom and I was like, "Hi, so I hurt myself pole vaulting. I need stitches, so I need to go to urgent care. Can you come pick me up?" And she went, I'm coming from the other direction. I'm literally holding my lip together, and I'm like, "I need to go get stitches. Can you drive me?" And she's like, Can I just meet you there?" And it's like, "Oh, sorry."
I could have had a paper cut, and my mom would have driven like 100 miles to take me to the emergency room, and then she would have been like, "Her bang's 11."
Yeah. And so anyway, I ended up getting 10 stitches in my lip.
Damn.
And then, by the way, when I showed up to school the next day with like 10, I had like obviously it was like a black line of stitches coming from my lip. Everyone was like, "Hey, you look like you have herpes." So
speaking of herpes.
Definition of insult to injury.
Yeah.
Definition of insult to injury.
Insult to injury.
I'm like, "What do you mean? I bit my lip in half.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. I drove myself to urgent care." Those are the lady who stitched me up. She was like, "Now, normally if you wanted to kind of heal without a scar, you get a plastic surgeon. You'd have to go all the way to like the hospital to get that. So do you want a plastic surgeon?" Like, they said it like that, where again, it would be kind of inconvenient for them if I did it. So of course, Midwestern ethos, I was like, "Oh no, it's fine." And then she forgot to numb like half of my lip. So like 5 of the stitches went in, not numb. But hey, at least I was also kind of shitty at pole vaulting anyway. So
the way that situation would have gone down so differently if I had been in it is so funny.
Well, you never would have pole vaulted. You never would be in a scenario to hurt yourself like that, because you kind of vibe as someone who would kind of get out of PE. Would I be crazy to say that?
No, you're not crazy. I definitely got out of PE from time to time.
Yeah, you got from time to time.
I got out of PE from time to time. But I did do a lot of PE. I did way more PE than you would think.
That is code for you've done almost no PE.
I did way more PE than a lot of people would think.
But
I did way more PE than I wanted to. I'll say that. I wish I had done less PE.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah.
Dude, I remember because
you know what's fucked up is we had the ugliest mother freaking PE uniforms when I was in high school and middle school. And then by the time my little sister got to middle school, high school, they had these cute little shorts that they wore. Frick off. You know what I mean?
I don't at all.
Anyway.
I can't imagine that. I think our PE experience was so different.
Yeah.
Also, I do remember one time we had like a swimming unit for PE.
Yeah.
Middle of the day. Also, like, no, don't make people swim in the middle of the day of the school day, but also the middle of the winter. So anyway, you would have to like hike across the like 25-degree cold campus to get to the pool. And then we got in the pool and our water polo coach would just be like, he'd literally be like in a Speedo. And I say this literally,
Yeah.
I liked the guy.
Yeah.
Big fella.
Oh, he's big in a Speedo?
He was big in a Speedo.
Or was his Speedos just really small?
I think because he was like a really actually prolific water polo player back in the day.
Yeah.
And obviously like your body's going to change after you're like not like a water polo
peak
athlete.
performance mode.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
understandable.
Mm-hmm.
He did wear the same swimsuit and I just wish there had maybe been a fashion adjustment. But also, I got to be honest, didn't actually bother me. It was just kind of like all right.
Also, sustainable king.
Yeah, sustainable king.
He's wearing the same old Speedo.
Same old Speedo. And he would just be, when we got into the pool, he'd already be floating there. Because I bet he had to teach multiple like PE classes throughout the day. So he just stayed floating.
Kind of respect. Seemed like the pole vaulting coach and the...
I had a lot of chill.
Yeah.
Well, generally speaking, and I don't mean to paint with a broad brush,
Right.
but every male PE coach and PE teacher was incredibly chill. And every female PE teacher was the most intense woman on campus. I will also say that
did have some intense female PE teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess most of the men were chill.
No, I will say, and this isn't speaking to anyone at my school,
No.
but in general, I will also say a lot of times when faculty members at school are creepy to students, a lot of times it's the male teachers. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, when Dana kind of lost her balance for a second, are you okay? I think so. It's kind of like, are you or not?
Well, I don't know.
Are you or not?
Maybe some sort of injury would have onset later. Maybe the
But then
reason why I
later you can say, "I'm
wobbled
not
is because
okay."
I had some sort of brain thing.
But that's what I mean. Are you implying like when I'm like, hey, are you okay? No, I might have some sort of brain thing. If that's your true thought, say that.
Well,
Don't be like, it's a waiting game.
Dude, I'm like, I don't know. I grew up on WebMD. You know what I mean? Like you Google like, I feel a little dizzy. And then WebMD is like, you're going to die in 3 days.
Yeah.
Like that's what I grew up with.
Did I ever tell you that I literally was so paranoid that I went to Planned Parenthood to get an STD test before I'd ever had sex?
No? Why?
Well,
Why?
I don't know. I was just scared and bored, you know?
You were scared and bored?
I was just scared and bored.
Did you have to pay for the test?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, I think I did, but it was something like, it was like $50. It wasn't that bad.
Did it come back positive?
No.
Oh.
I had never had sex before.
Yeah, but I was just wondering. One time I got an STD test before I had sex and it came back positive and I was like, I know that you're doing something wrong in the lab.
So wait a minute. Now I'm thinking that all your kind of like be chill
What?
about herpes talk earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, are you just riddled?
No?
But you just said that you got a positive test when you were younger.
Yeah, but I never had sex.
Oh, okay.
They said I had an STD, but I never
Which one?
fricked before. I don't remember. Well, it was called trichomonas. It's not real. Like I didn't have it. And then I got another screening and I didn't have it.
Okay.
They did the test wrong.
Isn't it interesting that I said, wow, I have this really paranoid.
Whoa, sorry.
Jesus. I had this really, isn't it interesting that I had what I thought was a really unique paranoid experience, which is going to get an STD test before I'd ever literally had any sort of sex because I was just that paranoid. And then you're like, oh yeah, I did that. Got a positive result too. Not a big deal. But famously, something that did unite Dana and I early is that we both randomly had pilnoidal cysts.
Yeah, and if you don't know what a pillonoidal cyst is, it's something that only obese truckers get pretty much. And it's a cyst on above your butthole, your rump hole, that on your tailbone, sorry.
Tailbone. It's at like the base of your spine. And basically it's from sitting
It's
too
from
much.
sitting too much.
Yeah.
From being a lazy piece of shars.
Well, not necessarily inherently lazy,
No.
but I am just like, you're sitting too much.
I got mine my freshman year of college and I was alone. I had no friends. It got so big and inflamed that I passed out on the toilet. And then I
It's
did.
not funny.
I
It's
passed
not
out on the
funny.
toilet in my co-ed bathroom. And then I had to go to the emergency room. At the emergency room, they were like, why do you think you passed out? And also, wait, this is really funny. So first of all, the paramedics come to my room after I pass out. My freshman year roommate who hated my guts, the paramedics are like to ask to me, have you eaten today? And my roommate goes, she's eaten a ton. She just sits there all day eating those goldfish and points to my tub of goldfish. And so I'm like, okay, Rude. Whatever. Anyway, they take me to the emergency room and the doctor is like, do you know why you might have passed out? And I was like, I have this fucking giant cyst on my tailbone. He looks at the cyst. He goes, that's not why you passed out. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever. They send me home. I pass out again on the toilet, go to a different emergency room. The lady there is like, yeah, obviously this is why you passed out. And then they lanced it and it smelled terrible. And then they packed it up with gauze. And that was like that was in my first month of college. It was terrible.
I will say I'm starting to understand why maybe your default is to just like say you're at an 11 pain, because it does seem like medical professionals have been like not taking your pain seriously.
No, they never take it seriously.
So I just would like to acknowledge that kind of I'm listening and I'm learning and I'm growing over the course of this. That was our Seinfeld.
Oh no.
Is that a good or bad omen?
I'm going to take it as a good one.
Yeah.
Because I'm optimistic.
You talked about passing out on the toilet and then our sign fell down. We're going to get the sign up. Wow. Magic.
It's back.
Movie magic.
We love it. But yeah, just all this to say too. So then Robert also had a pulmonary cyst. Do you want to tell your story?
Because I got it's not really a story. I just got an office job where it was 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And so I was just sitting in a desk chair all day. And I got to be honest, like this is I had to audition for an Amazon Prime stand-up showcase with the cyst.
You can see it on Amazon Prime now, Laugh After Dark season 2.
I didn't have a cyst when I filmed, but I did have a cyst when I auditioned, and I just pulled through. It literally was like amazing.
It popped before your...
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So basically I had an appointment to get it lanced, but then it just popped on its own. It like secreted on its own, and I just took like a really hot bath as it kind of secreted, and then... washed out the bathtub, didn't pass out on the toilet. Honestly, once it kind of, then it actually felt like a giant pimple popping.
Yeah.
And then it was good. It didn't really smell bad. Everything I saw on the internet was like, it's going to smell really bad. But then I had an appointment to get it lanced, but then a few days before, it kind of just like went away on its own.
Mine smelled so bad that the other nurse in it was like, oh. I was like, I'm 18. I'm away from home for the first time. I was like literally crying. They have a fucking scalpel like on my rump. But like, they didn't even. It's not even like I got undressed and put on a gown. They literally, I remember the nurse like pulled my pants down for me while I'm like sitting at face first on this table. You guys, it was like honestly so horrible. But I just want anyone out there was dealing with a pillonoidal cyst to know that it will be okay. And this too shall pass, and Robert and I have been there.
We've been there, and look at us now.
Look at us now.
Look at us now.
Sitting, maybe developing new pillonoidal cysts.
Dude.
I'm just kidding.
Don't speak that into existence.
Okay, I take it back. We're over that.
Yeah.
We'll never get them again.
Although if I got one again, I'd be like, welcome back, old friend.
Yeah, I would be like, hello, pillonoidal cyst, my old friend.